Question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? The genre of my film incorporates thriller as well as crime. The hitman is portrayed as masculine and as if he is a scary person who has a rough background. The crime is shown in the torturing and kidnapping of a young man. This shows that the hitman may believe that he is above the law in some ways. In some ways, my film incorporates typical features such as character introduction and editing techniques. However, soon after a slow start, the audience is transitioned to a dramatic dark scene which has themes of death. This is different from most films in the genre, as films usually start with a dark opening, for example, in Goodfellas, as I have previously analysed. Unlike common thriller narratives, the hitman is only fully revealed in the very last shot, creating suspense and mystery throughout the opening scene. The story is about a hitman who is tasked with killing his brother, as he is a contract killer whilst also balancing a steady family life with his wife. The inspiration for the film's title is the well-known phrase, "blood is thicker than water," showing the audience the magnitude of the contract he has been given. The hitman will question his moral values when deciding whether to commit this crime. The film title also foreshadows the plot of the film without revealing too much, suggesting to us that the hitman will go against the contractor and work with his brother to try and save his life. The opening scene creates suspense as we question the hitman's morals and how much of a real human he is. The way in the title appears at the end of the opening sequence fits in with the general media conventions and real media texts, especially with trailers. There is a dramatic build-up with the suspenseful soundtrack as we first see the protagonist in full detail. The title then slowly fades in, letter by letter, whilst the letter A flickers. This represents some kind of lighting which is flickering on and off, giving the scene ominous tones perfectly timed with the soundtrack to represent the dark tone of the film. My film was aimed at adults, therefore I wanted the costume and props to be in some ways familiar to them, therefore I made sure my protagonist was dressed in a formal manner. The characters were dressed in dark clothing to represent the gloomy undertone of the film. Real media texts have also used this technique, such as films like Silence of the Lambs and Seven. A variety of different camera angles were used in my film. I used extreme close-ups at first, especially when the hitman was listening to the news broadcast of the missing person. I made the frame constantly tighter to create suspense and a sense of claustrophobia within the scene. This reflects the mood that the hitman is in and shows the tension and panic that he is going through. A variety of different shots are used when the hitman is torturing the victim. I generally use low-angle shots when showing the hitman so that his appearance could be left as a mystery, as well as give him a larger presence in every scene he is in. In editing, I used quick cuts at the very beginning to show the quick passage of time so that time wasn't wasted showing long shots of a shower. Using quick cuts also allowed continuity to be retained. Lots of fades were used in my film to create tension and suspense, which is very commonly used in real media texts of a similar genre like Goodfellas and Reservoir Dogs. A vast amount of special effects are used by real media texts, both high concept and lower budget films, such as CGI, set pieces, and green screening. However, I felt incorporating lots of special effects would ruin the general tone of the film and retract from the narrative enigmas that are created through my opening sequence. My opening sequence has pre-existing conventions of opening its sequences by introducing the characters without actually revealing much information about them. It is also common in real media texts of the thriller and crime genre to reveal the main character without much information on them, therefore creating narrative enigma codes to intrigue the audience. In my film, my opening sequence includes the introduction to the protagonist whilst revealing very little about him. This then creates enigma codes as the audience is wondering where the hostage came from and creating a mysterious atmosphere. My film uses many various techniques which are found in real media texts. My film is influenced by real media texts such as Goodfellas and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. I like the way these films use transitions and created tense mood in every